Hello, everyone, and welcome to another enchanted evening here at twitch.tv/DanceNext, the only place on the internet. Just the only place on the internet, that's right. Let's go with that. That one sounds fun. Alright. Where were we? Oh, yeah. Bloodborne. This is a game. Have you heard of this one? Have you seen this one? Let's see. I guess we'll go... I don't know if we can still get this umbilical cord. Even if we can't, that's fine. We can still... It's not a problem. I think it might be too late to get this one, but we might as well check. Especially as people funnel in. Big shout out to everybody. Happy New Year. Thanks for being part of the stream. I gotta make sure when I do my new setup we can see this sweet tree. Erlen, wow. Hello. What brings you here? This place is cursed. Not the stream. The chapel. Yeah, I don't know where you heard that rumor. But whatever, we'll go with it. Oh, that's fire. That's hot. Ooh. I don't think this is the right way, but you know what? That's cool, because there was some thick cold blood there, and I like thick cold blood. That's my favorite kind of cold blood, actually, is thick cold blood. Alright. Perhaps a different route. I don't think it's this way either. Well, sometimes, you know, you just gotta wander. Yeah, you think you're all big and bad, huh? You were. You were. Not anymore, buddy. You're on farm status now. What's up? Okay, I think it's this way. Yeah. Fire dude. I want one of those. That's some mad damage, that fire thing. The fire can. Let's see if we can still get Ariana here. Azelle, good evening. No response. Nope. Well, that sucks. That's okay. That means we gotta get the workshop cord. Hey, Azelle, what's up? I mean, honestly, I don't even care about doing moon presents, but I know some people like to see it as a capper. And don't worry, we can still do it. Good evening, Cameron. How are you? And hello, Apple. Welcome. Welcome on in, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Your destination for Bloodborne. Yeah, so I am, kinda. Let's hope it stays that way. Kinda. Continue your Halo marathon. Ooh, I like Halo. Wow, we got all kinds of people here tonight. Was it something I said? Oh god. Yeah, Apple, I would say I'm feeling better. I don't think we're 100% out of the woods, but close enough. Hopefully one more good night's sleep will do us a solid. Ooh, thick cold blood. That's my favorite kind. I told you that earlier. I meant it. If that cold blood isn't thick, we don't want it. Well, thanks for your concern, Sif. Appreciate it. Alright, well. It doesn't look like we can do Ariana, which is fine. So I guess it's time to go to Mikolash. Oh, yeah, I haven't played the campaign of Halo Infinite yet. Just the multiplayer. Wow. That is a big scythe. You can always use more blood vials, though, right? Am I right, chat? Yes, I am right. Okay. Glad we got to the end of that one. Croc, am I right? Yo? You know, one of these, once I become like a world famous streamer, we're gonna get a setup like this. This is gonna be my living room. We got a little ways to go before that, but count on it. That will be, Croc, I ain't even, you think I'm joking. I ain't making jokes here. Hey, Oath, what's up? Zelastar, hello. Tim Burton would love this game? Yeah, probably. I don't think he's a gamer, but he might. What up, Oath? What up, Zelastar? What's up, chat? This is basically where we're at in progression right now. Up here on Murgo's Loft, on our way to Mikolash. These guys, okay. Why I had the idea to fight those guys. Probably shouldn't have done that. Savoy Prime says I could have learned the way of FromSoft from Sensei Tech. That's... I mean, you'll learn something. I don't know if you learn the right things, but you'll learn something, that's for sure. Well, you missed me beating all the easy parts of the game. That's when you learn stuff. It's true. We are lifelong learners here in this community. Once Elden comes out, wait, of course. There'll be time to play. Oh my god. There'll be time to play it again. Yes. See, that was 14k souls that I'm never getting back. I mean, and I just don't care. You eventually you will not care about that kind of thing. Oh, I believe Elden Ring will be the superior game. I think all the Souls streamers, Souls players, Souls everything will switch to it for a very extended period of time. But I do believe that people will still go back and play the classics, so to speak, just as we do now. And yes, Omega Lol Poggers, Poggies, chat. I don't even think I need to kill these guys for anything. I don't even know. Wow! Did you see how much damage that rock? Dude, wow. Okay. What up? Yeah, dying is part of the game, Croc. I'm trying to teach these kids there's a lot of death involved. It's not a game where you just go in and destroy everything. Except we did for the last 2 streams. If you haven't, check out the VODs. Great Rune, what's up? These are very dangerous opponents. The FromSoft message, Memento Mori. No. We've talked about this a lot on stream. That is not the FromSoft message. I believe that overall the FromSoft messaging is extremely positive. I think FromSoft games make us better people. Unironically. I think FromSoft games are a very interesting way to face artificial hardships, but that can have real-world applications. And I think that FromSoft games are created in a fashion that is difficult, but ultimately wants you to win. That is a stark contrast, as we've talked about, to the Neo games, which are designed to be cruel. I mean, we're not worried about the souls at all. FromSoft games are not designed to be hard for the sake of being hard. I agree. I mean, I've talked about that a lot. This is a topic we have discussed at length here, Great Rune. I don't know if you were here, but yeah, it's a topic that's certainly come up many times. Calmo, yes. As I've talked about, probably the most important factor toward going into a From Software game is not skill. People love to be like, "Oh man, it's so cool! You know, you own that, you destroyed that boss. You know, you knew all of his moves. You moved at the right time. That's a part of the game. But the most important thing is tenacity and the willingness to keep going on. That's the only skill you actually need to take on a Souls game. Is an unyielding resolve against the perception of impossibility. Not even observations, I'll start. Just patience will get you there in the long run. Observation helps. Observation is a bigger skill. Hello, Eric. Yeah, we've been playing through. This is day 3 of this playthrough, technically. We started it on New Year's on a whim. We weren't really going to make it a playthrough, but then people demanded it become a playthrough, so now it's a playthrough. I think that's how this one ended up. Margit the Fell Omen. That is a boss that I can talk about in Elden Ring. Currently. I would expect a very high level of difficulty in Elden Ring bosses. But there's a big caveat there. Unlike other Souls games, which may have Path B and C from Path A, for instance, the fact that Elden Ring is open world gives the player a whole suite of options if they cannot beat a certain boss. You are not locked to either just, like, you know, grinding or figuring out options, trying something different. Those are no longer your options. You can now just leave the area completely and go explore a gigantic world full of things that are going to help you. I feel like players are going to really enjoy that aspect of it and never feel hard-locked against a boss. I feel like that's going to make a big difference. Bunny on a Bender, hello. We have a stream raid to do. If you're not stream raiding with us, consider doing it. It's fun. It's a little break we take here. I can look at chat, you know, and I'm not smashing things with this hammer. By the way, I'm only playing the hammer because chat demanded it. People seem to... I don't actually like two-handed weapons in this game. This is the one From Software game where I think the two-handed giant weapons are kind of a disadvantage rather than an advantage. If you're playing this game for the first time, just use the saw blade. It'll take you through the entirety of the entire... It'll just destroy the whole game. It's so good. Do I mean more open world? No, I do not mean more open world. I mean open world. DS has never been open world. There may be points in DS where it's illusory that you have an open world, but it's really like a choice of two different paths that are quite linear. We are speaking now of a completely open world where you make the call of where you want to go and what you want to do. That is so fundamentally different than DS having, like, you know, two places in the game where there's branching paths. Zelastar, I don't know if they've revealed all of that at this time. The indication is that you will eventually have to fight 6 core bosses, similar to the Heirs of Fire or something of that nature, in order to get to the end, but it has not been explicitly stated. And even so, that is not the that is hardly the scope. It is impossible to think about Elden Ring in the same terms as a Souls game because of that fundamental difference. You look at any other Souls game, and there is, no matter how you slice it, they are very linear games. Some of them do offer branching paths at certain areas, but eventually you're back on the same track. It's very, very important not to lose sight of this. No one has said that, Great Room, but I think that we can extrapolate that. That to get to the final challenge, you'll have to beat the 6 major bosses. But major bosses is a bit of a misnomer for this game, but I don't, you know, I think there will be a lot of challenges beyond that. Cameron, I don't find that bizarre at all, given Miyazaki's history with Western fiction and fantasy. By the way, I got invaded while we were on that stream raid, so maybe the guy's gonna come try and kill me. I don't know. Not that I give a crap. Hey, Pretendus, what's up? Great Rune, I think that people will be very, very surprised and impressed with the scope and scale of the dungeons in Elden Ring. I don't think that From has revealed a whole lot about that at this time. No, aren't you special? That was an invader, by the way. I'm sure he feels really, really special. No. Optional content will still be there, Zelastar. That's not what I'm talking about. All right? There will be so much optional content in Elden Ring, you have no idea. It's not the same because of the nature of the game. You understand? Then that's a good question, Great Rune. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I'd say yes. I would say yes. My guess is yes. For Dennis one, we're past that, okay? We're moving into 2022. That's behind us now. Good vibes only. There are invasions in Elden Ring, correct. We do know that. And I'm sure we'll have a lot more to talk about Elden Ring-wise as we get closer and closer to release. I do think that they have... I think that they have absurd environmental storytelling, the scope of which a lot of players miss, and I try to call them out when we play through. Is there a non-From game that does it well? I'm sure there are. I don't have it in my back pocket ready to roll out. Yes, FromSoft is not the only developer out there that does environmental storytelling, certainly. BioShock, I question if BioShock does utilize... BioShock is one of my favorite story games. And it does utilize environmental storytelling, but it also uses explicit storytelling. You know, audio clips and such, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I find it a lot better than written notes. Although, obviously, with the challenges in... it's a little bit more acceptable in Bioshock because you're getting all kinds of media to tell the story to you in Bioshock while you're playing. One of the things that I really like about a game when it's telling story is that it is an interactive part of the game and not a note you have to read or something you have to go outside of the game for. I hate notes. I think notes are the worst storytelling device available in games. If I wanted to read a note, I would read a book. I would not play a game. Similar to games that rely too heavily on cinematics to tell their tale, I'd watch a movie and not play a game. Games are unique in that aspect. That they, you know, inherently have the game as part of the, you're part of the tale. And that's why From Software games are like the best games. You are explicitly telling the story. Your story is different than everybody else's who's ever played the game. You're going to struggle with different things. You're going to use different weapons. You're going to have different hardships. You're going to have different stories to tell, emergent. And you're also going to have... there's also quite a lot of story and lore to find. And it isn't spoon-fed to you either, because the game respects you enough to not just be like, hey, dummy. And by the way, explicit storytelling can still be good, but I'm always going to favor a different route, a different approach. How would you feel if Elden has more explicit storytelling? You mean like Sekiro? That's fine. From never... in fact, I do think that Elden Ring will have a more explicit tale than, say, Souls. Because some people find Souls to be still challenging to really piece together everything. But I think it'll be pretty explicit, although not as explicit as Sekiro. You watched the end of my playthrough on YouTube. Thank you, Jagris, for watching. Thanks for... Hey, hang out on my YouTube. By the way, tell your friends about the stream. That's what you should do. If you don't want to like, share, and subscribe... I mean, you should do all those things. But also, tell a friend. That helps me. Just socialing out how cool of a time we have here is super, super valuable to me. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see what we got in chat. Hello, Arjun. What's up? I hit a bird. Listen, I'm not inherently opposed to notes. You get that, right? But I'm trying to explain why environmental storytelling is more complicated and a more elegant solution within games than explicitly telling the player what's happening in a note, like a different storytelling device. A game is a storytelling device. It is a vessel for a story. But it's an interactive story, so it makes it different than a movie or a book. See that? That was a story right there. The story of the missed jump by Dan Tack. The Kirk Hammer sucks. We're only playing with it because it was chosen by the New Year's crowd, alright? It will, however, put us in a state to use Logarius Wheel and Pizza Cutter later, so it's not a full loss. However, I will say stuff like Bioshock did really cool things with interactive media within its own context, right? Like when you have a long load screen and you get videos about, you know, Rapture, those worked. Those are really powerful, cool stuff. Yeah, trick weapons are great. Me liking trick weapons. Alright, what else we got? Anyway, thanks for being here tonight, folks. I appreciate all of you. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying this Bloodborne playthrough. For your information, this Bloodborne playthrough started on New Year's. We played like 30 minutes, and then we played one full night yesterday after the Marble stream. Hey, Bunny, by the way, yeah, I don't mean to, like, I'm not trying to come down on people here and being like, your games are bad because they don't use environmental storytelling. I'm telling you I'm trying to tell you one more reason why I think From Software is one of the best developers in games today. And it's not just because they have sweet art design and really great boss battles and a really great way to, you know, get your blood pumping in a way that other games can't. Those are just all pieces of the puzzle. I think they're also mastercraft storytellers, but in a very different way than a lot of people understand storytelling in games. I mean, hey, listen, we're going to have a lot to chat about in the realm of Elden Ring, and certainly we can talk about anything that's been revealed in the network test so far, which is a lot, by the way.
Some say cosm. Do you hear our prayers? No.
We will also play Silk Song on stream, Great Room, when that arrives as well. I do believe it'll be this year. I think it'll be mid this year. I'm gonna say June. All right, there we go. Dan has spoken. What's my take on the octopus beak? You mean in Elden Ring? Disturbing. Disturbing can be good. God, that does so much damage. Mikolash is a funny boss because he either kills you or you destroy him. There's really no in between. Usually you destroy him, but sometimes he gets a lucky shot. And the last thing you want to do is give him breathing room. In both phases, especially in phase 2.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter, even in a dream. But alas, not too fast.
And again, these fights are always so much more interesting. Like, you know, the first time you do them and you have no idea what's going on. Like, the first time I did Mikolash, I was just like, what the hell is going on? Which is a very normal response to this encounter, which is a very typical Miyazaki-formed gimmick encounter, right? This is actually half and half. Half the encounter is the maze gimmick, and the other half is a straight-up boss fight. Gimmick encounters are great. I mean, From Software now has command over both super hyper intense boss fights and the gimmick fights that that they grew up with, so to speak. Yeah, we're in a maze. He can actually teleport in the mirrors too, although you rarely see it. I bet that's probably a mechanic they played. You know, From Software, they play around with so much stuff that never actually makes it into the final cut. They play around with all kinds of cool mechanics that sometimes get fleshed out and sometimes don't. They've always done stuff other than a giant aggressive boss, Cameron. It's part of their history. But yes, the Kirk hammer is kind of disappointing. The only saving grace being the build will translate well once we get some DLC weapons. M321, how you doing? Yeah, I do feel marginally better today. I do feel better today. I mean, everybody hates certain, you know, it's not a From Software game if you don't hate certain bosses. Eric. I mean, Cameron, the big bosses that everybody struggles against the most are the ones that get all the attention, yes, but there's always gimmick bosses. I did get replacement groceries, yes. They weren't actually, you know, replaced, but new groceries. Is this guy related to Pyramid Head? No. However, there is an entity in this game that is related to Pyramid Head. There is a class of executioners that also have Pyramid Heads that use executioner weapons in this game. So, in that respect, there is like a Pyramid Head-esque thing available in the game. We do like Pyramid Head here. I'm lost. I think we have to go up a level. It's easy for me to get lost when I talk to chat. This is normal. Do not be alarmed. I mean, a Soul-style fight against Pyramid Head sounds cool, but it doesn't really fit Silent Hill, now does it? M321, I use the same delivery service. These days, it's best not to mess with it. You just let it go. Commune with the brain. We will commune with the brain when that's relevant. I don't think we can do that just yet. I think that's after this fight. Here we go. Vorpal. Hey, Goofy, what's up? Yeah, it is Monday, isn't it? Well, happy Monday to you. All right, one sec. We gotta. This part of the fight can be kind of squirrely. That's the crap I'm talking about. He's terrible in melee, but once he's got that once he's got a little distance on you, his magic is incredibly powerful. So you don't want him to use it. I've never seen him spam this so much. What the hell, dude?
Of course. Oh, now I'm waking up. I'll forget everything.
I mean, it's really dangerous, but you can get him in a melee lock pretty easily. We can probably not talk about the ending oath. I don't know what you're talking about, but generally we don't want to spoil anything for anybody. It depends what we're talking about the ending to. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, chat. We got him. Got him. Wow, that gave us a lot of blood echoes. That's up to the player's interpretation, Oath. We're talking about the Bloodborne ending? There are 3 different endings in Bloodborne. And unlike a lot of other games, From doesn't really often clearly label an ending good or bad. Especially true for Souls games, where the entire methodology of the Souls storyline is cyclical, so it really doesn't matter what you do. And in Bloodborne, there is some interpretation to be had. About whether an ending is canonically good. Hello, Prime. You just got an ad. Damn it. New rule. Don't ask questions near ads. Just kidding. Just kidding, Oath. I did give an answer, but I don't know if you heard it, so... That's okay. I'm happy to answer again.
And to think I hesitated.
What was the... What did you hear of it? What do you need me to reiterate? Sekiro has an object... Sekiro has a much more clear-cut story than any of the Souls games. Yes. It's very cut and dry. I'd say Sekiro has several endings, including an objectively good one and an objectively bad one, depending on your preferences. Prime, thank you for your 247th gift sub to Oath. I appreciate it.
Very well, then.
You were talking about BioShock earlier. I love BioShock. Do you have any hot takes on the Ken Levine articles? I haven't seen the entirety of them. Certainly willing to talk about it if people have thoughts. Okay, so Oath, yeah, basically, yes. For Bloodborne's endings, some perspective is required. True story, Zelistar. True story. Even though I've never scored a BioShock game. By the way, they were talking. We were not talking about core BioShock in that. We were talking about BioShock Infinite. Original BioShock is one of my favorite games. I do not hate BioShock. Jesus. Can we not do this? I like BioShock a lot. A lot. And it always comes up in the conversation where people say that Dan hates story. It is one of the, like, 4 games that I pull out to say, no, I don't. Shut up. Here's a great story game. Infinite I didn't like as much. But I love a lot of things about... I like a lot of things about Infinite, but I definitely didn't like it as much as the game as the first. I can get behind a lot of things in Infinite. I love museum levels, okay? I mean, at the macro level, I saw that stuff today, and I was just like, so what? They haven't made a game in X years. I mean, like, that's so many companies right now. Vorpal, we're gaming. Oh, jeez, that's damage. That's a lot of damage. Do I know anything about Weird West? I don't. Should I? Maybe we'll play it for the first time right here. On this very stream. Oh my god, that is so much damage. What? How does something that small do that much damage? Did I like the Final Fantasy VII Museum level? I did! You can watch me comment on it in real time, Oath. If you go back and watch the VOD, which is on the YouTube channel. I have no comment on that, Prime. I can tell you there was a lively discourse about it. As it is for many of our Game of the Year awards. Fast food tier list stream. I don't know. Somebody's got to make up the thing. Somebody has to make up the tier thing so I can load it in. You know, for a giant hammer, this thing does piddly damage. I mean, I have lots of games I recommend, but just not like BioShock. If you haven't played it, though, What Remains of Edith Finch is one of my other favorite story games. The hammer is hollow. You know, it is. It's a gravestone. I know, Argent. Well, hey, y'all wanted the Kirk hammer, all right? You got the Kirk hammer. I'm glad that there's a large variety of video game stories to draw upon. I hope that my story conversation earlier did not rub anyone the wrong way. I just think that environmental storytelling is more interesting than explicit storytelling through, like, notes and text. And is a more interesting way to explore games as a storytelling device. Since there are already text-based and you know, cinematics-based mediums that tell stories.
Farewell, good hunter.
We will get the pizza cutter actually fairly soon. But good conversation tonight. Glad to see everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful night. And Happy New Year. Here in the D Squad. Bloodstone Chunks. How delicious. You're surprised I didn't go to it sooner? What? The pizza cutter? We can get it. I know where it is. We'll actually have to go back and do some housekeeping along those lines fairly soon. Because we will need the make contact gesture for this door right here that we're passing. Actually, no, we can do that part right now without making contact. Never mind. Now that's pro right there. Don't try that one at home, kids. Alright, stream rating coming right up. If you haven't dropped a unit, consider dropping a unit. It's very easy to play with us. You can just use the command battle in chat and that'll get you the link. Let's see. Questions from chat. Prime says, hey, Dan. Hello, Prime. Why are you waiting on the pizza cutter? You can get that super early in the DLC. You can, Eric, yeah. The only reason I'm waiting is because people wanted it to be a hammer run. I figure if we get it when you're supposed to get it, that makes it more viable. I've heard about physics. You just got back from a sushi date. Well, look at that high and mighty going on sushi dates. Congratulations. Maybe you could drop a unit now, since we died. Hey, sushi date. That's an hey, listen. Prime, that's an elite date, all right? I'm giving you props. Don't you wow me. That's an exclusive date. Okay. Next time, we'll go up the ladder. Yeah, anyway, Prime, that was a compliment, yo. Don't get all salty. We fell. Prime, I fell down. I felled it down, okay? We're trying to go to a semi-hidden area, okay? If you're playing a From Software game, listen, I'm gonna tell you a secret. This is almost as good as the Dracula secret the other day. Miyazaki always has been a fan of the elevator jump off. If you're on an elevator, and there is like an open path on the elevator, examine all of the sides, because there will be a place where you can jump off to get to a secret area. It's in all the games. So always be on the lookout for elevator jumps when you're playing a From Software game. Mitsuha! You the best. Oh, this area sucks. Why did we go here? Oh yeah, there's a switch we gotta hit to release Mother Brain. No, I guess we're dead. This is going well. Well, that's one of my secrets, Dr. Mono. My name is Dan. My name actually is Dan. My name is Dan2190. Snacktooth, like I said, it's me. It's in all the games. Always check the elevators. Very important. Yeah, they say 2022 is the year of the Dans. Frenzy in this game is so ridiculous. It is. It's only in a few locations, though, Argent, so it's meant to be special. I think Elden Ring might have some special status effects for us as well that we don't know about yet. Yeah, 2022 is the year of the Dance. We just got off to a bad start, but now that we're a couple days into the year, we're rolling, okay? There are many Souls elevators, Eric. They've been a staple of Miyazaki's game design since the very early days.
And to think I hesitated.
Thank you, DBZ Mike, for the sub. I appreciate it immensely. Thank you for supporting the D Squad and the Dance Snacks. So this thing here, this will be relevant later. More or less M321, actually. I've never heard anyone put it that way, but... yeah. Prime, is this where you say that... is this where you finish the joke and say, you're the Rocket Man? Doesn't matter, we got the bell. Yes, Mitsuha, Kek W. That is a very powerful phrase. And yes, The Rock is a good movie that has a Rocket Man joke in it. One of Michael Bay's only good movies, I think. But very enjoyable. Alright. We've got that done now. We can't actually do anything else with that until we go to the, another area. The baby? That's where we're going next, Prime, I think. We may as well. If I don't go to the baby area next, it won't be a challenge by the time we get to it. But we could theoretically go get the pizza cutter now. We've got some other cleanup to do in the chapel. We've also got Kane. Well, there's a lot of stuff we have to do, actually. Because I assume that this group likes side content. D-Squad isn't satisfied with canonical path, right? Critical path is not of it. We do all the fun stuff. We're gonna do all this optional bosses, secret content, you name it. Oh, that was very unfortunate. Okay, well that Argent, that may not be on the docket, but everything else, sure. Look at the looping level design. Miyazaki the master does it again. I remember this fight is always a pain in the butt. This is not a difficult boss fight, but it is a pain with the Kirk hammer. At this point in the game, this thing's like a wet noodle. Man, just look, this game is so freaking weird, yo, and awesome. Nobody does it like From Software, yo. Nobody. I agree with you, Cameron. I think that Miyazaki should work with Del Toro. Forget Martin. I mean, listen to the soundtrack for this boss, too. Chef's Kiss, yo. They could have just had it been like a generic orchestral track like the rest, right? But they didn't. This is definitely one of the coolest things in the game, even if it... Like, this is just a wild part of this boss. Conceptually, visually, everything. Hey, iframes are everything. Hey, come on, Snack. You know how we play around here. Iframes are life. bad dodge, it's half your life, you know? Turns out those things hurt. Hi Shaz, how are you? No, not a very friendly nurse, Prime, but I've known some unfriendly nurses in my day. Fight is not really a difficult one, but it's an endurance fight with the Kirk Hammer, apparently, so it does make it a good deal more challenging. All right, GG. Oh, GG, hey, Colonel, what's up? And hey, chat, how you doing? Oh, this place is on fire, huh? Whoa.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Very well. Let me... Farewell.
Oh, you know what? Crap, I should have spent that on something different. I think we need like 2 more points of dex for the paper cutter. G-Fox, yeah, I do play it now and then. How you doing? You know, how can I not, you know? Since Elden Ring's not here yet, we gotta play the, well, the next best thing, right? You know, instead of upgrading that, well, let's go get the pizza cutter. We'll get the pizza cutter first, and then we can use it in the chapel. We're not getting close. Cameron, we got a lot of stuff to do, actually. But first, let's go get the pizza cutter. It's gonna be a lot of running and scary things, but we will get there. But let's get pizza before we do anything else in the canonical game. Because we are at the end of the game, non-DLC. Obviously, we're going to do the
And
DLC.
to think, I hesitated.
Thank you, Midnight, for the sub. Appreciate it immensely. 41 months, my goodness. This is how you get to the DLC, right? This guy right here.
Cursed fiends, their children too.
One of the best DLCs. I say that because
Children forever.
From Software's DLCs are all. Yeah, we gotta go kill. We gotta go kill him too. We got tons of side content to do, folks. We got days worth of Bloodborne left. Isn't that exciting? You could rip through the game really quick if you really feel like it. Once you're knowledgeable through it, probably faster than any of the Souls games. Non-speed running. I'm just talking regular critical path. Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Towers All-Star. One of my favorite bosses in From Software games. Not the favorite, but one of them. She's in like the top 10. Ravena, I'm playing Bloodborne for days just for you. Sure ending, yeah, sure ending of Sekiro is quick. You lose about a quarter of the game by doing that ending, I believe. You still never beat an Orphan of Kos? Well, that's okay, actually. Do I have a top 10 From Soft bosses, levels, and enemy? I should, shouldn't I, Prime? You know, maybe I'll do that as my YouTube videos. Orphan is rough. Orphan is one of the hardest From Software bosses. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you beat him or not. Honestly, because, like, he's DLC, he's optional. I think From has struck a really good balance with that in recent years by putting the ultra-hard content as 100% optional. So they still have the awesome challenges, but the game itself is still, I think, accessible to anyone who really wants to put in the time. Yeah, Sister Fried is my favorite. And if you remember the last Dark Souls 3 playthrough, I think we spent more time on Sister Fried than any other boss. So even though she kicks my ass, she's my favorite. Maybe it's because she kicks my ass she's my favorite. I don't know. But I do know that's an immaculately designed boss encounter. Brian, the story, I don't know if you played this, the stories of all of the games are very dark. This game is grim as hell. I mean, for one of the umbilical cords, you kill a prostitute's baby. I mean, there's aliens being injected into people. I mean, this game is not a happy game. You have not missed anything by beating Orton. As I was saying, Eric, I think they've done a good job, and I think they're going to do this in Elden Ring as well. There will be some ultra difficult encounters, but they will probably be non-critical path. You see what I'm saying? I mean, they could. I think Miyazaki is... I'm glad we have a Miyazaki out there making games. As I often say, the end result of playing a From Software game should be joyous. Without some kind of struggle, there can be no triumph, correct? If I went into one of these bosses and I just swung my hammer once and they died, I don't think I'd enjoy it. I don't think you'd enjoy it. I certainly wouldn't feel the thrill of victory. And don't misinterpret that. I think there's a place for all kinds of different gaming experiences. I enjoy idle games, for instance, which require zero effort on the player's part as well. So I think you can enjoy a full spectrum of gaming experiences as a well-rounded gamer, so to speak. They don't all have to be challenges of the human mind and spirit, okay? To be good or interesting. Really? I don't think we got any shortcuts. I'm Eric, like I said, I celebrate the entire spectrum of gaming experiences in that regard. Just because one likes the challenge and triumph cycle that From Software is into doesn't mean that you don't like other kinds of games as well. I'm into all kinds of different gaming stuff, you know? The whole spectrum, man. Oh, come on, really? Man, okay, this is not our day. Maybe you'll get an extra day of Bloodborne the way we're playing tonight. You know, Dr. Mono, I think there's a world where I could enjoy both From Software games and horse MMORPGs, yes. And I want to be clear, yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with playing games on easy, okay? You know, one of these days, maybe I should try that horse game. What do you think about that, chat? Have I played the Japanese train sims? I've never even heard of such things. I kind of want to play a horse game now. Not gonna lie. God, how did we not make it to a shortcut last time? Man, this DLC is freaking hard. And that's another thing I like. Let's talk about that for just 1 second, chat, before we move on. I really like how the really meat and potatoes and, you know, okay, you beat Dark Souls, you beat Bloodborne, you beat whatever. They put all of the, like, okay, the kid gloves are coming off. You wanna get beat down? Well, I hope you're ready for that, because that's what you're getting here. In the DLC, they go completely, you know, the kid gloves are off, and you're in for a serious ordeal, even, I would say. God, we gotta get to a checkpoint. Oh god, these things. So freaking disgusting. Makes me wish Sekiro... You know, I always said Sekiro was never gonna have DLC. Nobody believed me. I think this is a shortcut. Yes, Azel, I want to try that game. Just because I couldn't outdo Isha? No, I don't think that's the reason.
You're a hunter with your...
You know me, though. I don't like speculation, and I don't like gossip, so I'll refrain.
We're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an...
This DLC is probably the best piece of content From Software ever made. It says G-Fox.
Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret
you know?
Nightmare and cannot bear to leave it be.
I don't know if I agree. It's very, very good. I just think that this is the best base game they've ever made, too. Until Elden Ring. Elden Ring is going to put everything to shame.
Secrets are secrets for a reason. And some do not.
Little Brenna says, I have rode a horse. I want to ride a horse.
Especially
Let's do a Dan live stream of me riding horses.
Beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason. And some do not wish to be discovered.
Snacktooth, that's right. I would not say such a thing lightly. G-Fox, I think it is one of the best DLC. The problem is their DLC content is all very good. Dark Souls, I mean, Sister Friede and Dark Eater Midir and Gale are all incredible encounters. Friede being my favorite of all the games currently. Oh, nice shortcut. Thanks for that. Okay, sweet. We got a shortcut. I'm going to run the stream raid real quick here. And I'm going to get up and get a water. If you're not dropping units for the stream raid, freaking do it! I call the big one Bitey. This guy's nothing. You're nothing! I so knew that was coming.
Hey, it's a wild boar!
Have you the skill to hunt one of those down?
What? You don't understand. Rolling is what we do here. Wait, no, what? No! Oh my god, I accidentally hit teleport. Oh my god. I was almost to the exit. What? What the? What is this? What is happening here? What? I summoned a giant shroom to heal my opponent for 30,000 HP. Now this is scary. Oh, this has a health bar. Okay, okay. You know, in 2022, I think we need to get a new sizzle reel. Also, we did win the captain's chest. That is excellent. Thank you for everyone who dropped units. You're winning holiday snowflake stuff that you can use to get special chests, I think. Which is freaking sweet. Get in here. Drop a unit. Have some fun. Okay, let's go. Let's get this freaking pizza cutter. If you've never seen the pizza cutter, it is a wild weapon. And it's still gonna, we're still about, I think we still got a ways to go to get it. This zone is deadly as hell, but it's packed with awesome gear. You had to call an ambulance for your, what?
Beware.
I'm very sorry to hear that. And I hope your father-in-law ends up okay. That's terrifying. You do not need to drop units if you're calling an ambulance for your father-in-law, for the record. Hello, Barry. Welcome. The command is battle, Eric. The command is battle. Yeah, seriously, Azal. For reals. No, no worries, Eric. No worries! Don't ever worry about something like that. Don't be ridiculous. Oh, that's very unfortunate, Eric. I mean, M321. I mean, it's unfortunate that Eric couldn't find the streamers, but way more unfortunate. Well, M321, I mean... I had to call an ambulance on it. I don't know. They say that Omicron is weaker. I hope it passes without incident and that the ambulance is merely a precaution. I'm very sorry. Yeah, Zell, it really does seem that way, right? It's just been, I can't believe it's been 2 years of this. Yeah, I've tried that, Danny, but that's, you know. He's been sick and took a turn for the worst. He had it last Christmas. Gave it to me when I went to pick him up. The ER released it. So this is his second time having it? Awful. And yes, Danny, I have tried not getting hit. Good joke. I've never heard that one before. Wow. I'm sorry to hear that, M321. Was he hospitalized the first time? Oh god. I hope that things turn out for the best. That has got to be a terrible situation. Yes, little Mrina, I think I'd make a very good horse girl. I unironically think we should try that game out on stream. Zell says, my dad just had it to 85. My goodness. I'm very sorry to all those out there who are dealing with Corona right now. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, I really do hope that things turn out okay. I'm sorry. And yes, we did acquire the pizza cutter there on that little run. I don't know if people saw that. I don't think we can wear it yet, though. Yeah, absolutely, M321. This is, I heard an absurd stat yesterday that we had 1 million cases in a 24-hour time span reported here in the States. 1 million. I don't know.
Farewell, good hunter.
Prime, don't start with me. Okay, yeah, we need 12. We need 2 more dexterity points. Sorry, skill points. I haven't eaten any blood echoes this game. We might be able to. Yeah, M321, correct. I heard it was. You know, I've heard that Omnicron is not as bad as the other variants, but what do I know? It seems like a complete crapshoot for anybody once they get it. It's time for lunch crunch, eat a bunch. A bunch of what? I'm not familiar with this tune.
You. Go. Very well.
Alright, we can use the saw. It's here, folks. Now we need to upgrade it all the way. We need 3 more Bloodstone Chunks. I don't know a good spot to get those. Now this is a weapon. The early studies seem to indicate Omicron isn't as bad in general because it's many, many times more infectious. It has more difficult time spreading to infecting lung tissues. That's good to hear. See? Good news, right? Yeah, good news is best news, right? Okay, we need a lot more insight. We gotta find 3 Bloodstone Chunks. I don't know where those drop. We can buy a blood rock, which will take care of some of this. Lil Brenna, I mean, yeah, we are planning to do Star Stable at some point here, yes. It's not going to interfere with the Bloodborne, but I think we're going to try it for fun. I think that'd be a great game for me to play the first time ever, or see the first time ever on stream. I think that'd be very entertaining, don't you? Side note, anybody know where I can grab some quick and easy Bloodstone Chunks? Well, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, little Brian. I just don't know when. Sometime after Bloodborne here. Before Elden Ring, before Final Fantasy VI. We should have time to work it in. That's precisely what we need from the scurrying... What's the scurrying beast? Wait. I know where the man-eater pig is. Well, we can just get those 3 from the thing. We're here for something completely different, though. In case you didn't figure that out, we're here for the cathedral key, the key for the upper deck. But we took a wrong turn somewhere. I need a lot more endurance to use this thing. Never played a Bloodborne? That's okay. What we're talking about, little Brenna, is upgrading our weapon. We need to find certain minerals to upgrade our weapon to the highest tier to make it very powerful. And there are certain places, well, you can always farm these kind of minerals, you know, through rare drops and stuff, but there are generally some good spawns you can get to, we won't need to do any, like, grinding. We just need to go someplace and pick up some rocks. In Elden Ring, I took that concept to the next level and actually have, like, mines. You can mine the walls. The very walls off. For your upgrade minerals. That's not a spoiler snack. You can live with that one. It is said... Okay, thank you. See, hey. You can only attack me for the pronunciation if I know how to do it. So, Lil Bree-na. Lil Bree-na? Is that correct? Alright, Lil Bree-na. Got it. Wait, Lil Bree-na? Lil Bree-na. This is a complicated name. This is almost as tough as Prime Nerd. I think I got it, Lobrina. And thanks for hanging out. Even without knowing Bloodborne. which is awesome. Bloodborne is a strange beast. I used to think it was the best From Software game. Why is there plenty? Where am I in the progression? Okay, I'm gonna tell you, AA Sarah, we are, we're at the end of the normal game, but we have side content to do. And we are at the beginning of the DLC. So end of normal game, beginning of DLC, but we still have to do Canehurst, we still have to do Amygdala, and we still have to do, Upper Cathedral Ward. You know, with the aliens.
Gammon, go.
So we've got a lot of optional content
Very
left in the
well.
base game
Let me-
and all the DLC. Right now, what we're doing is trying to get this saw, the whirligig saw up to tier 10. Before we move on. Yeah, Abritus and Celestial Emissary, correct. You're very welcome, Sarah. Thanks for being here. I got Lil Brina's name right, I think. Lil Brina. That's a cool name. So yeah, Sarah, we're gonna... We're looking to snag a couple of Bloodstone Chunks up here, I believe. Of course, this isn't... We're gonna have to fight pigs and... Totally not Nazgul. In case you haven't figured it out yet, Miyazaki has a thing for Nazgul. They're in Elden Ring as well. Got the new Five Nights at Freddy's. Wow, okay. Can't get past the first part? Interesting. Did they add new mechanics to the Freddy's experience? I also have not played the new one. Though to be fair to Miyazaki, Nazgul are hardly the only menacing cloaked characters in fiction. Absolutely, Ikelmo. But I specifically believe that Miyazaki specifically targets Nazgul based on his absolute love of Western fantasy. I mean, you're absolutely correct. There's no monopoly on mysterious, evil, cloaked, shadowy figures, okay? I'm not going to argue that. You get to walk around and destroy the animatronics and Freddy helps you. That is different. M321, again, best... I seriously... I do hope that everything works out okay with your father-in-law, M321. You got all of D-Squad here. Pulling for you. I remember on my first attempted playthrough of this, I came across a Plague Doctor-looking guy. Eileen the Crow. Yes. There are certain conditions. You will probably fight Eileen on a playthrough, regardless of whether or not you attack her early on in that scenario. Eileen's a rather major NPC in this game. Oh boy, this is one big pile of bacon. Very interesting. Yeah, I have not checked out Five Nights at Freddy's for a couple of games now, so... Where are these things? They're supposed to be here. God, you said they were here. I looked before the first pick. There's two. There's two. And we're dead. I've heard the story is very interesting. I mean, Freddy Five Nights lore is a thing, for sure. I think players are going to be surprised about Spirit Summons Great Rune. I think you get to ride inside Freddy like a mech man. That is weird. So we got two. We needed one more. Are you sure there's three down there? Five Nights at Freddy's does have lore, Great Rune. Yeah, sure. It does. I know they're really popular with the Zoomer crowd. How many times have I played Bloodborne? Stanley, that's a great question. Fully through with DLC. Oh, God. I don't know. 7? Let's say 7. It's probably about right. I played it less than most of the Souls games because of the fact that it's only on PlayStation. And it's the only one we can't play in 60 frames. Is it good? I don't know. I wouldn't say... I mean, I'm not exactly a Five Nights at Freddy's stan, so... I probably have a different perspective on it than most. How on earth do we get to that? Is that the last one we need? There it is. Okay, we got what we needed. Let's go. Is this a video game? Malk, this is in fact a video game. Dan, did I review Code Vein? I did, Vorpal. Would you like to talk about my review of Code Vein? Stanley. Oh, wow, you played all the Soulsborne games multiple times? Yes, I have. I am really big into the Souls games. I'm certainly not the best player at them, but I do like them a lot. I've actually had the privilege to go to From Software a few times and talk with Miyazaki about these games, and do a couple of like cover stories about the titles before they come out for Game Informer too. So I'm very lucky in that regard. You're gonna check my review, Vorpal. You might not like what you see in my review. I think all too often the Souls games are considered these like ultra hardcore punishing games by people who haven't really got into them, because they're not that. There's a lot to them, and I think that they are some of the best games ever made, and some of the best games that are in modern gaming. You're good at Smash Bros, Malk. I don't blame you for sticking to it. Yeah, oh, the sword with Sekiro. Now that one's really different from the rest of them. Good game, though. I'm glad you're liking them. Now, we need some more endurance. We can barely swing this thing a few times before we can't even get its combos going. Dana's just playing a Minecraft mod. You know, I did play Minecraft for a long time. I like Minecraft. I did play a bunch of Minecraft mods back in the day. I think before the whole streaming craze, we used to play several of the fantasy mods. Yo, I just came here to get my souls back. Where the hell are they? Hey, you know what? I played Animal Crossing too. Playing Souls does not mean you can't play other games. I don't know why it often gets interpreted that way. You can still play and enjoy a wide variety of genres and games. Souls is a good part of a well-balanced breakfast. This is true. Quiddy, what's up? I'll have played every game? Yeah, that's how we do it here. We play every game. Every game ever made. The true Uber gamer. I did not say that, Pretentious One. I did not say that. Is Bloodborne my favorite of the Souls? It is currently. I have reason to believe that that will absolutely change with Elden Ring's release. But yes, Bloodborne is my fave. Even though it's not my most played. Again, because of the aforementioned FPS. This is the only Souls game you can't play at 60. Which is really sad. And I do believe that action games benefit quite substantially from that, from 30 to 60. I haven't played Star Stables yet, though. Bloodborne is my current favorite. I think Elden Ring is going to blow it away. Alright, Milk. That's very funny. As always, you're hilarious, Milk. Did I ever tell you that? Yeah, I think Elden Ring is going to be freaking amazing. And yeah, you know what? I don't usually recommend pre-ordering either. I tend to think that pre-release game hype is not the best. I like to get hype after I've seen and played the game. Elden Ring, I think, is just going to be unreal good. I think they're going to top everything they've ever done. So M321, we are playing this on PS5 right now. It's no different, really. There's no, like, PS5 Enhanced Edition. Thank you if you dropped a unit. Elden Ring does, in fact, have a jump button, yes. A dedicated jump button. That's a good idea, Stanley. It's a good idea to be informed before you make game purchases. I like that. And yeah, generally I'm with you in the pre-order zone, but in Elden Ring's case, you know, Malk, I don't. Why don't you tell me? Can you give me a hint, Malk? Can you hum me a few bars? Don't forget, you can drop a unit right now and play with us in Stream Raiders. It's easy. Just click the link and come on in. Okay. It was a victory. I'm from Game Informer. I am from Game Informer. We got some videos about Elden Ring over there too. I do work for Game Informer. I'm the Souls guy at Game Informer.
Farewell, good hunter.
So yes, we did do a Sekiro cover story prior to the release of Sekiro. So yes, that is probably something you saw. Okay, Blood Rock time. We're getting the plus 10 whirligig going here. This is a hot one. If you've never wielded a plus 10 weapon, I recommend it. Wow, I have all these crappy gems. We need to get some better gems, yo. Stanley Thomas, thank you so much for this follow. Appreciate it. You thoroughly enjoyed my Sekiro video? Wait till you see the I mean, we got some Elden Ring stuff up right now. It's pretty good. And I'm sure there will be more interesting things happening prior to that release next month. And thank you, Stanley. Yeah, we did a whole issue on it. We were out in Japan for that one prior to the release of Sekiro. It's always so interesting playing those games in Japan for the first time in front of a room full of people who are just like gauging your every action. It's kind of intimidating, to be honest with you.
Gamino, go on. Very well, let me.
Alright, let's freaking go. Alright, what do we got next? We gotta get the key. Okay. Something about Demons Seals remake making Elden Ring. Oh, I didn't see anything about that. Where are we going? We gotta go somewhere from Yargul. It was like a jump off to get the key to go to the upper cathedral. Yes! A key for the horse stables. Is it intimidating interviewing Miyazaki? Oh man, Stanley, you don't know the stories. I don't want to tell this story again because I feel like I've told it 50 times, but I'll give you an abridged version real quick. The first time that I went out to interview Miyazaki was for Dark Souls 3, a cover story for Dark Souls 3, which is a sweet issue. You should check it out. The first time we went out there, we had the notion that we would be getting a very different story about Dark Souls 3, about some features and mechanics that did not make it into the final game. These were going to be the crux of that cover story. These features and mechanics that I never talk about. So I went into the room, and my first questions to Miyazaki were about these features and mechanics. And the conversation devolved rapidly since those were apparently not supposed to be part of this this cover story. Lines had gotten crossed somewhere, and the interview almost ended right then and there, with only like 2 seconds into it, which would have been really horrible. But I think I turned that into an awesome cover story about sort of the history of Dark Souls and how they applied that history to Dark Souls 3 specifically. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's a much longer tale to tell there. And I'll tell it someday on stream. I think it's about a 2-hour story actually in its full length. That was also the time that I only had a 24-hour turnaround for that cover story. Cover stories are big. 14 plus pages. We did change our logo, pretentious one, yes. And that included the flight. So I wrote the majority of that story in the airport. I was actually only in Japan for like a total of like 12 hours, I think, for that story. And the flight to Japan is 12 and a half hours alone, with an hour-long bus ride into Tokyo, and then another 45 minutes to From Software HQ by cab. Colonel, it's a fantastic story. I assure you of this. I'm gonna tell the whole thing on stream sometime. Is that the key? Did I just get the key? I did. Sweet. Maybe, Raven, you never know. Stay tuned. I'm telling you, Lil Brina. Stick around. We're gonna play Star Stables, okay? At some point. When is the new GI office opening? I believe the current messaging from leadership is February. But as we all know, these things take a lot of time, so I don't know when the exact date will be. I'm sure that'll be announced. Save it for my memoirs. No, I'm not gonna save it. I got other stories for my memoirs. Is the cover story on the website or is it a YouTube video? Stanley, this is gonna blow your mind. The cover story is not available on the website or on YouTube, because it's a magazine cover story. I know, right? Print magazine? I know. I know, right? Here we are on Twitch talking about print magazine. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. We got what we came for. We got the key. I will write the book someday. I have to be... I plan on writing that book when it is no longer relevant. If you get my drift. Yeah, paper print. Stanley, so you will be able to find some videos and other stories from the Dark Souls 3 thing. The Dark Souls 3 cover story and the Sekiro cover story on the YouTube channel and on the website. But you will not be able to find the cover story itself. M321, that was an Amygdalia laser beam. So a brain monster shot a laser beam at us and killed us. That's what happened there. Anyway, moving on. What are we doing? We're getting... We got a plus 10 thingamajiggy now. Okay, so we can do... We can do whatever we want now. Stanley, Game Informer is a magazine, although we obviously have a pretty sweet website and a YouTube channel as well. But those cover stories typically stay in the print. Danity never dies. I just fell down for a minute. That which is Manatee can never die. What about Game and Farser? I don't know if we ever put that online. I think that stays in the issue as well. Obviously, different stories can swim from print to online sometimes, but the cover stories generally stay in the book. That's not 100% true, but generally. I mean, Zelastar, almost every zone in this game is cool. Why am I getting invaded tonight? What is with people? Who invades in Who even plays Bloodborne anymore? Alright, we've been invaded. I get it is probably a stream sniper. I don't care. Go ahead and kill me. If it makes you feel good, let's do it. I know I know. Alright, duder. Oh, that hurt. Man, that really hurt. Seriously? I mean, the NPC killed me, right? Like, dude. Oh my god, whatever. Whatever. Hey, Barry, that was a joke. Bloodborne is still one of the best games ever made. Again, I predict that Elden Ring will squash Bloodborne like a bug. Hey, I said it. It's Bloodborne right now, Tetsito. It is a very big statement. And those of us who hang out here know that I don't make statements like that. Pretty much ever. And that is why you should take notice of it. Will that quote age like... I wouldn't have said it if it was going to age like milk. Any particular reason why? Let's just say that I think that. I have... It came to me in a dream, Stanley. It came to me in a dream. A hunter's dream, indeed. I'm getting you so... Listen, normal... Again, I know you're new here, Stanley, but... Ask anybody else in chat. I do not get hype. So when I say this, I mean it. So Stanley, we had a chance to play the network test and all of the other stuff for a good amount of time. You can check out those videos at Game Informer's YouTube page. I highly recommend it. Under normal circumstances, I like to get hype after the game is out and playable. I did not hype up E3 last year. Get out of here, pretenders. I did not. I told everyone to not be hyped for it. So... Come on, guys. We've got some awesome cool new people here tonight. You don't need to mislead them about how we do things here. You want to be that big troll with the rock? Come on. Wow. So... Just so you know, Stanley, chat is trolling really hard right now, especially about the Bell in Wonderland stuff. Typically, I like to be pretty reserved with hype. I believe hype has a time and place for sure. And that time is after the game can be played. Wow, my own chat is just like trolling me into oblivion now. This is not the D-Squad that I founded, fam. Are there a lot of trolls in the online? Yeah, there are, M321, but you do not have to play online with them. That's your option. But on the other side of things, M321, there are also a bunch of, you might not know this, but there are many people that can come into your game and help you as well. We don't play like that here. We do all the fights solo. A lot of like seasoned Souls vets will do that. But I highly encourage calling other players into your game to help. That's been a big mechanic of the Souls games for a very long time. Engaging in jolly cooperation, as they say. You can call in other players to help you with your game. It's not just an invasion thing. And as far as the online elements go in Elden Ring, those are going to be you will not be invaded unless you want to be. So they've taken that pressure point out. And yes, a lot of people like to say that the Dark Souls community is a bunch of jerks who say get good and just a bunch of really trolly invaders that come in and kill you, but in reality, the Souls community is really great. Like any other large community, there's going to be a few bad apples, but in general, the Souls community is amazing at coming together and discovering secrets together, which is a big part of these games, is the communal aspect. Kind of like, in a way, the old school experience of going to school and, you know, talking at the lunch table about what you found in Final Fantasy the night before. I think 9 times out of 10, a Souls player, if you see you're having trouble, they're gonna offer to come help you. The good thing is like a ridiculous stereotype which has no bearing in much actuality. Typing this hanging from a gymnastics bar. I like this. I need to get a gymnastics bar. I wonder if I can play Bloodborne from a gymnastics bar. Gymnastics stream when? Indeed. Good question. Yeah, we just got some thick cold blood. You see how thick this cold blood is? You need to meet a leotard? Okay, well, Leotard Dan is going to be a very expensive stream goal. No-hit gymnastics bar run. I think that sounds really challenging. I'm aware, Eric. I'm aware. I always like reading about that. Ooh, a great deep sea. I hope that's good. It's not good, it's great! I don't know, are there even good items back here? I don't know. At this point, we're just too far invested to look around. Can we have a stream goal to have me not ever wear a leotard? Sure, yeah. The idea that Elden Ring will be a culmination of all of From Software's games, I agree.
Man, what a bunch of jokers!
And here's the thing, you know, with From Software, it's not just going to be their magnum opus, right? Because it'll just be their magnum opus so far. Well, that trip down into the muck was not very fulfilling. Really specific question, but what the hell was Ben Hansen talking about?
Man, what a bunch of jokers!
When he asked about the floppy in the sewer man in Bloodborne in the Dark Souls 1 Super Replay? I don't know. I'd be happy to answer that question if I had any idea what the hell. I have no idea. I'm guessing, you know, just off the top of my head, Colonel. I guess he would be talking about in the in Bloodborne, in the first level, you have the sewer area. Obviously, right, with the pig, and you go down from the wolves, and down there are half torso bodies that crawl at you. And kind of leap out of the water at you and attack you. I'm guessing those are the floppy and the sewer men. Oh gosh, so much, Stanley. But the fact of the the open world that From is going to create will really just the options presented in comparison to the other games, which are very. These games are awesome, but they are quite linear. And that kind of freedom in these games is going to be so awesome to genuinely explore, going from dungeon to dungeon in a fashion that you've never been able to do in a From Software game. It's going to be a megaton. I should become a contortionist. That's an option. Cannot bake it. But I can learn. I mean, no, I get it. The floppy and the sewer meant those are things. Those are a regular. I can actually run down there and show them to you if you want, Colonel. Hey, have a great night, Eric. And of course, I think we'll still be playing tomorrow. We got about, half an hour or something left in today's stream. So we'll still have plenty of really fun stuff to do tomorrow. Cathedral. No, What he's talking about, the floppy things. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. He's talking about the corpses that are in the sewer. The animated corpses that are in the sewer in the first... in Yharnam. So you could encounter these even before you do the Cleric Beast. They're not a very interesting enemy, which is why most people don't remember them. They're just, half torso corpses that kind of crawl around. I am 100% certain that that's what he was talking about. Pretty much every area we've done tonight is optional and missable, which is pretty absurd. There's a lot of side content in this game that people can miss very easily. You could probably rush through Critical Path very quickly. Oh, you gotta be... Take an extra large pepperoni with Gouda and... Okay. On the way, Arjun, on the way. That's definitely an F, Colonel. But yeah, the area I'm talking about is very clear. So that's... I guarantee that's what Hanson was talking about in that super replay. I don't know why he was, but yeah, that's the one. I can't believe we got knocked off the ledge. Like, really? You know what? We're just gonna kill these guys this time. Ooh, blood vials. Oh, hello. You know, I'd rather just take the shotgun blast full in the face than go off the ledge. Hey, how do you like it, huh? You're hyped? You got your first clear of an extreme... Okay, extreme trial, okay. I mean, they won't be as hard with the... It's designed to be hard right now, Prime, yeah. And then with the next content drop, you'll have more tools to help get you through it if you want. That's how it generally works. It's pretty much how MMO endgame is designed these days across the board. I am glad that you're enjoying it. Dan Tree. Should you work on your comic or be lazy? Be lazy. It's the new year. You can work on your comic later. You know, someone will try a Souls MMO one of these days. It'll probably be a disaster, but you know someone's gonna try it. Life coach, you bet. I mean, they were just on the bar, you know, they were on a gymnastics bar a minute ago, you know. Dude, this game vibes so hard. Like, imagine your first time coming here. You finally see aliens that you've been suspecting the entire time, right? And you see that, like, you know, they were up to some really sick crap here. I mean, the game in some respects is actually quite similar to Sekiro's storyline, right? In terms of having a forbidden method of gaining power and extending life. That comes with a huge toll. Except, like, you know, it's bugs instead of aliens in Sekiro. But either way, still pretty cool, right? Let's do the stream raid, and I'll put one extra Dirty 30 on the clock for the crew tonight since you've been so great. I should buy one cake for every time I die. A cake for who? I can't eat cake. For you? Do I play video games outside of work or streaming? Yeah. All I do is play games. Games for work, games for streaming, games for fun, games for everything. But generally, there's only time to do work and streaming, Argent, at this point. The way things are. But yeah, sure. I do play stuff off streams, too. Yes, well, pretend this one, unfortunately, it is not true. Like, certainly that is a very popular misconception of what we do at Game Informer, playing games for a living. That is not accurate. Sadly, it is what some people think. Playing games is actually only one very small piece of editorial work and everything that goes with managing a website, a video presence, a magazine, and more. I mean, it's not Zelstar. I agree. If I was just playing games all day as a job, that might detract from it, but it's not. And that is a very common misconception of what people do in the video game trade and video game adjacent trades. Going through a game with a critical lens is very different than what we do here, really. I absolutely hate these things with any kind of two-handed weapon. I mean, everybody hates these things. They're one of the most annoying enemies in the game. We've talked a lot about the overpoweredness of mind flayers in JRPGs, and it definitely extends to this game. Yeah, Oath, like I said, working at Game Informer, some people still think it's all playing games, but it's not. And as open, I think we've been pretty open about that. We haven't, you know, the more transparent, there's so many different things that people do at GI that, and it's not just playing games. I'd say it's a very small percentage of what people do. I couldn't do anything because I was stuck on the text for opening the door. Lord Wolf. Yeah, Colonel, I can see that. It's just that modern day content creation is, I mean, depending on your role in it, which at Game Informer most editors are doing all kinds of work across the board, from magazine to video, to podcast, to online. when you have all these things as factors, believe me, you're not spending a ton of time playing the game unless it's for, you know, an extended feature or cover story or something like that. Obviously, the reviews are still a part of that, but it's merely one part of the cycle, and it certainly does not encapsulate everything that people do at GI. But it's been, I mean, it's been a common misconception for decades that all we do is play games, which is funny, frankly. You do, Zelastar, you do. So Elden Mind Flayers or not? I'd be surprised if Mind Flayers weren't in Elden Ring, since Miyazaki has a penchant for them. I agree, Arjun, I agree. I also think that's interesting, right? Barry, like I said, it's a very multifaceted and interesting. The reason I love what I do is because it is so multifaceted. Every day brings with it new challenges, new discoveries, and across the board, right? And again, playing games is only one very small aspect of that. I play a lot of games right here with y'all on the stream. The vibes in this game are like no other. You're absolutely right. Killed it, right? Like, the atmosphere in this game is unmatched by any game. Alright, start your comic. Do it. What's funny is that these Mind Flayers are incredibly similar to the Mind Flayers that he put in, you know, Demon Souls. They fit a lot better here, though. Tennis one, I mean, again, that gets brought up a lot too. You got to understand, it's different. Conventions are probably one of the most exhausting and things that I've ever, you know, especially E3. And visiting developers is a lot of work too. Again, like, it's no walk in the park. That 12-hour visit to Japan for Dark Souls 3, for example, was just wild in terms of, like, exertion. I think that gets... There's no doubt that these things can be fun and are fun. I think the work aspect of them gets lost on some folks. I mean, I agree with that, Stanley, too, yeah. So Elden Ring is still on last gen. No, they're not Vorpal, okay? But they're... People have this fantasy where we just, like, hang out with the devs and play games. Again, I understand. It's because we are not exactly... You know, not everyone is transparent about everything that occurs. I understand that. We don't It's more interesting to talk about the game and the people than it is to talk about the rote day-to-day activities that we do. I think the modern era, if that starts up again, I kind of want to be... I kind of want to, like, do, like, vlogger diaries for when we visit devs again, but I'll never get the, that'll probably never get okayed. By the devs, of course. Like, I want to show people what it's like to go do these things. To go do these big projects. Instead of just letting them construct a fantasy where I just, you know, where we just hang around with the devs and play the game all day. Which is fine to think, but it's not entirely accurate. I want to do a day where I just where I just edit an article in front of you, in front of everybody. That would be fun. That's awesome, Vorpal. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Yeah, Tetsudo, but that was like, again, that was a different time in the trade as well. I think all of you would fall asleep, most likely. But I think it'd also be interesting to see editing from an editor. You would watch. You could review my review? Now that'd be something. One thing I would love for you guys to see once upon a time, and this will probably never happen, but I would love for you all to see an unedited cover story and then see the massive changes that go into a cover from original to edited version. That's probably the biggest example of an editing process. Getting that thing pared down to size and content is a huge undertaking in a lot of cases. Will I be on a thesaurus? I use a thesaurus, sure. Any writer should, from time to time. Shouldn't become over-reliant on it, but yeah, it's a very useful tool. Could you guys make this video, but just release it way after the story comes out? I mean, we could. Whether we'd want to is, you know, I don't know whether we want to do that. That's very funny, Colonel. You know what? Honestly, I think you've given me an idea for when we do play, for when I play Elden Ring. About how to like approach Elden Ring from an environmental storytelling eye. I think that would be a really cool way to play through that game. Not the first time, but... I think that would be fascinating, actually, as a content piece. I'm aware of that oath. I have no doubt that people would be interested in it. I don't know that that we document all of our day-to-day goings-on in that fashion. As far as the environmental storytelling goes, yeah, hell yeah, let's do that.
Very well, let me... Farewell, good hunter.
That would be great, Oath. I don't know how we're gonna make that happen, but I'd love to do that, yeah. Where the hell is the... I mean, I love that idea, Oath, but obviously right now we still don't even have an office, so that's something. That idea is not even like something to workshop until post-COVID, right? Hey, Beat Saber's great. Mate, you're writing comics, doing gymnastics, playing Beat Saber. We should all aspire to Lil Brina's majesty here this evening. Talk about multitasking. Alright, folks, who remembers this fight? Alien. Oh, yes, you are shedding too. That's correct. Yep. And Cabbage Daddy. Wait, no, it's Cabbage Zaddy, right? These are aliens, Vorpal. Like literal aliens. It pretends to get wrecked. Exactly. So, for those of you who don't know the tale of Bloodborne, like, yes, there is cosmic.
Very well.
Cosmic horror is really what's going on in this game. So M321, you have to watch for the little guy that. There's like a little guy that doesn't attack you with like his fists or anything. He doesn't come after you. He's like in the back, like kind of doing magic fiddly things with his fingers. That's the guy you gotta hit. And then once you get him to half health, the big guy will spawn. And then you kill the big guy. Where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? I think it's here. Now that we have the make contact gesture, we can go back to the mother brain that we dropped earlier. Hey, Colonel, we're only going for another 12 minutes. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Good seeing you. Leaf, I like those emotes. More Bloodborne tomorrow night for sure. Probably some of the most fun stuff. Wait, this goes up? We don't want to take this. Leafeon says, Antlers. Yes, Leaf, I watched Antlers. Did I like that they got away from the Lovecraftian aspect? They didn't get away from the They went into the Lovecraft. They leaned all in on the Lovecraftian aspect as a surprise. And it was great. When this game came out, nobody had any idea that there were cosmic horror elements to it at all. It seemed on the surface like just a badass horror game, right? Werewolves, zombies, plague dogs, big beasts. They kept the cosmic horror angle completely hidden, which is great. I'm gonna play Star Stable at some point, okay? Stay tuned. Oh, Barry, you don't want to know. Leaf, I am glad that, you know, you threw the bits to make me watch the movie, so I have no regrets whatsoever. I appreciate that. Thank you. I don't think I got super hype about it, but I'll have to watch it again. I think there's like a hidden elevator down here. It's literally a horse MMORPG, Barry. And I told Lil Brina that we were gonna check it out on stream, so we're gonna. Alright, I think it's down here. This is the scary place. Man, this game is seriously effed up. Do you like the gingerbread man? That's Gumdrop, and he wants to be your friend. Hey Prime, what's up? Is this supposed to summon something? Well, let's see what happens. You have to wait quite a while for this to trigger, actually. Ooh. I am. I'm using the gesture called Make Contact, which lets you make contact with aliens. This being one of the prime aliens. Barry, these are not timid invaders, Barry. These aliens worked with the church to do horrible things to people. It's like when people said that I was mean to Yosefka the other night. She's an evil woman that experimented on people with alien blood. That was not some innocent thing that we slaughtered, folks. Prime, the aliens are evil in this game, okay? A lot of the people are evil too. Yes, Stanley, correct. Prime, we're not here for a philosophy lesson, friendo. There will be a scene where Dan is streaming and the main character will go epic gamer. Do it. Okay. I like this. I like where this is going. Please send that comic in to me so that I can post it for everybody in Discord. Well, you know, Prime, we're trying to stop the horrible plague with a little yarn and blood of our own. You act like that horrible monster that we just killed was good. Unbelievable. No, Prime. We're trying to end the nightmare. We do end the nightmare. Okay?
Gammon awake, go. Very well, lad. There.
A lot of people wanted power from the blood, yes. Wow, Barry, the aliens are horrible in this game. They are evil cosmic monsters come to destroy humanity. And they thought it was easier to make a pact with the church to do it, to get all the people... You know what? I'm not gonna... They're really bad. M321, there are always awesome DVD events right around the corner. It is not a good thing. Oh my god, Prime. Yes, humanity did horrible things with the blood. And the power conferred by it, and tried many disgusting and ghoulish experiments, of which many humans were complicit in doing, yes. But the aliens are also not good. Is there... Yeah, definitely, Stanley. We're against... The church is awful in this game. They had a deal with the aliens. I think we'll have to save Castle Canehurst for tomorrow. But yes, what's a horror game without a vampire castle? Miyazaki decided to include this. It's a completely optional area. Very easy to miss, actually, if you're not looking for it. And to think we're gonna get even better levels in Elden Ring, my goodness. The spider with the man-head patches is in this game, yes. I didn't kill him, though. There's a church, and yes, there are some... Yes, there's the university, Stanley, correct. Of which many characters are relevant. They were obviously, you know, doing many experiments with the blood. And the power conferred by the blood. Which went on to become Umbrella. I mean, not really. But yeah, sure, you can run with that if you like. A bloody good... Hey, that's a great back of the box quote for Bloodborne, Ravener. A bloody good time. We're gonna find the next checkpoint here, and then we're gonna call it for the night. But hey, it might take me a few minutes. We'll see. So I will say it's been great to have you here tonight, everyone, and I hope you've had a good time.
I hesitated.
I'd love to see you back tomorrow for more Bloodborne. Z28, thank you so much for the sub. 5 months, appreciate it. Ooh, the Vile Blood Register. What is that all about? We'll learn more about the Vile Blood tomorrow, as we make our way through this spooky vampiric castle, which is actually really dangerous. And I think harder than most of the standard non-DLC endgame content. But that is going to be an adventure for tomorrow. Basically, every major faction you encounter in this game is bad. Dan, name and describe a character. Well, we're ending the stream. I can't come up with a character in that time frame. We gotta think about that kind of thing. Murdering innocent aliens. The aliens are not innocent. Alright, we're gonna run the stream raid real quick here, and then we are gonna be out for the night. I will be back tomorrow with more Bloodborne, right where we left off. Yeah, I'll give you a character tomorrow, okay? You gotta let me think about it for a while. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you, Azel. I hope that I'm back to 100% tomorrow. I'm feeling a lot better than I did, Leaf, so hopefully it stays that way. Good night, everybody. Tell a friend about the stream if you had fun. In fact, you know what? If you didn't have fun, then tell 2 friends about the stream. There you go. Pro strats. Okay. Peace out, y'all. I will see you tomorrow, where we will continue the Bloodborne adventure right where we left off. Castle Canehurst. I think all we got left is Castle Canehurst, Abritas, and then DLC. And yes, Leaf, we are very close to Metroid Dread, which... should I dread? I don't know. We'll find out next time, only at twitch.tv/dansnacks, where we come up with a cartoon character, and we ride horses. Bye, Zen! Check out the VOD, y'all. I mean, Zen. Bye, Zen.